year with a lot of anticipation that we were going to find a major discovery up at Committee Bay. The market was a little disappointed that we didn't come out with a discovery, but what we did come out with was the edge of a discovery. And so as we drilled on one target, it progressively got better and better and better. We just didn't drill far enough south on this one target. So right now we're sitting here with a lot of exciting anticipation that we may be on to a major deposit, and we've changed something. We've changed something really big. Committee Bay is covered with till. You cannot see the rocks that you're going to go and drill. So it's hidden deposit. How do you get through till? Well, we've collected a lot of data, but we've employed a machine learning AI platform, the same one that Google, Netflix, and Facebook are using for their consumers. We're using it with geoscientists. And why is this exciting? Not just because you're using a computer to process the data, obviously the capacity is much more, not just because our inputs are really high quality, but most importantly, we trained it to find about a third of the Three Bluffs deposit. So we trained it with the deposit that occurs there, and we challenged it to find the other 2/3, and it did so with a 99% accuracy. So what we did was we actually went out, and you'll see it in February, the results of it. We put it in the areas we drilled last year. We told the market we found the edge of a discovery. And without knowing our data that we did last year, it had picked a target that starts right where we finished drilling. So it's really exciting for Committee Bay. And lastly, Sombrero. This project is taking control of the market's speculation worldwide. It's a major copper gold opportunity in Peru. It's analogous to some of the largest copper porphyry mines in the world, which are next door. Same
like
rocks.
Las Bambas is
Las
called,
Bambas
right?
is called. I believe Las Bambas is about $60 billion of metal. So same rocks that are at Sombrero occur at Las Bambas, but they have copper molybdenum. We have copper gold, which is obviously better. Gold is worth more than molybdenum. Now, you go and look at this opportunity and you say, why do you guys have it? How come Auryn has this opportunity? The guy who found this originally was the guy who found Yanacocha for Newmont as a gold deposit.
Wow.
So he found a 60 million ounce gold deposit. This was his next major project to go and find, but he ran out of money in the bear market. What he had there, and you can see a really good video on our website under our Sombrero page.
I watched it this morning. Fantastic.
So what we had there was an erosional window. You could see a lot of high-grade copper, a lot of high-grade gold, and people dismissed it because there's a lot of volcanic cover around. Not all the rocks were outcropping, but if you look at our good lucky target, there's a canyon, and the side of a hill, you can see an entire skarn body, which would be a deposit, what we're looking for. And on the top of it, you see the thin layer of volcanic cover. Had that river not eroded that canyon, nobody would have known there was this big ore body in the side of the hill. There's mining adits in the side of that hill as well, where people were mining high-grade copper. So let's look at the portfolio. There's two major flagships. Sombrero drilling and Committee Bay drilling will be this summer. We can drill definitely.
And you have the money to do that.
We'll talk about that in just a moment. we have
important.
It's all a choice for us. If the market conditions got worse, we don't have to drill anything. But if we want to, we can drill both of them if we're going to be aggressive. Now, where we see this going forward financially, Sombrero has 5 major targets. Each independently could be a company flagship discovery. We're going to drill the first one this summer. Permits are underway. We expect them by June, July, so expect that from us.
Okay.
We plan to drill 12,000 meters to 15,000 meters in the first pass. It'll take us at least 2 years to drill all 5 major centers that we have found. So Sombrero is going to be ongoing for 2 years. There's no seasonality like up north at Committee Bay. Committee Bay, we plan to do another 10,000 meters. To do both Committee Bay and 12,000 meters down in Sombrero, you're looking at about $12 million US to drill both of those. We have 7 projects in our portfolio. These are the 2 flagships. We're focusing on these 2. We've cut our burn rate back by about $1 million. We burn $3 million a year instead of 4 now corporately. We're going to stay lean like that. No matter how good the markets get, if they get spectacular, we're very tight and lean, and that's going to be how it is going forward. Secondly, we have about $2 million in cash this month. It's going to last until May, which is obviously not enough for drilling and not enough for the second half of the year. We've spoken continuously about asset sales. Some of the non-big flagship projects. One of them is next to a producing mine, one of the lowest cost producing mines in the world. The other one's in British Columbia in the Golden Triangle. You saw IDM Mining get purchased last week for $45 million. We have about 500,000 ounces more than they do. We're talking to multiple parties that have interest in it. This would be more of a Q2, Q3 selling potential sale. But the one that's most imminent that we've talked most about is a project in Peru. We'll find out soon if we can come to financial terms that make sense for the project. Then we would likely transact on that.
Of course. And then you have enough money for the next, let's say, 2 years.
Well, if we sell both, we could have 4 years of aggressive exploration.
And let's stay with one to be conservative.
Yeah.
If the other one works through, I mean, then you're anyway done, right?
Yeah. So what we're not doing right now is we're not looking for money. We're not trying to raise money. We're not trying to finance ourselves. That tells us the confidence between both assets that one or both of them could transpire in the near term. So yeah, we don't have a huge amount of money left, but we're not looking for money because we feel we're mature enough in our discussions that fair deals can be done on at least one or both of our assets. So we're very excited about that.
Fantastic. So maybe let's stick a second with Sombrero, because when I saw your video this morning, and I really highly recommend watch the video. You find it on the SRC YouTube website also. It's really amazing what your geologists have done, and let's say your guys who are leading the exploration, because it explains so well where, let's say, the intrusives are, the layers, where the segments are, where you finally find really the copper, the gold, etc. Let's say where you can build a mine in the future.
Of course.
And I think also the values and the grades you found so far in the trenches speak for itself, right? So maybe you can give us or give our viewers a little bit of an idea if we compare it, to Las Bambas, because it looks to me a little bit like we have an elephant here, right?
So what we do is when we compare, we look at the two main rocks that occur at Las Bambas. It's Ferrobamba limestone and an intrusive rock. Intrusive and the Ferrobamba limestone, when they touch, that's where the chemical reaction occurs and the metal dumps out. So we have an abundance of Ferrobamba limestone, we have abundance of intrusive rock, and we have abundance of copper gold mineralization associated with those two. We also have porphyry, which is what Las Bambas has as well. When we compare the two, it's not just having the same rocks, but we've actually mapped the scale of our areas that could produce potential deposit, and we put them side by Las Bambas. It's in our PowerPoint, and you can see the same scale next to the two deposits. There's volcanic cover on ours. There's no volcanic cover on Las Bambas. We can map through the cover by using things such as geophysics and magnetics to follow what we can see under the cover. So we have a tremendous level of confidence that the scale is certainly there. The grades we've seen, two things to look at. We've seen thin veins, couple 2 to 5 meters wide, up to 200 grams gold per ton, up to 17% copper. We've seen big grades in the veins, which tells us there's a very big metal budget. A big metal budget's important. The average grade of the trenches ranges from 0.5% to 0.7, 1%. You're seeing, and some is up to 2% over tens of meters wide. So it gives us a lot of confidence that there's a huge gold and copper budget here. There's big widths of mineralization that's the same as or higher grade than some of the stuff you see at Las Bambas. The risk we have here is not, are we going to drill a deposit? We're going to put a drill hole behind 109 meters of 0.7% copper and gold and drill towards a high-grade target underneath that. So we expect we're going to be hitting. The question that we're all trying to wait for with anticipation is how rich will this deposit be and how much volume will be there. So those
and
are
how
the two
economic
things.
Finally.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So if we sum it up, let's assume you can sell, let's say, the next forward-looking statement, be careful. Let's assume the next 3 months you can sell the Peruvian asset, and let's hope for by end of the year you can do the the British Columbia asset, I would call it, because you have another one which you want to keep, of course.
Of course.
And so let's assume you really make a nice chunk of money here, so that you are really safe. No matter if you say, okay, we drill another 20,000, let's 25,000 this year. Next year we want to do another 25,000 meters. So you really can then speed the thing up, right?
Absolutely. So getting that kind of capital injection, we have 90 million shares out. We could end up with almost 70 cents per share conservatively from the two transactions.
Yeah.
To imagine
Also, forward-looking statement. I just pointed out for the regulators.
Hypothetically, yes, of course.
It's really hypothetically.
that would be a goal for us to deliver to shareholders.
Exactly, yeah.
And if we can end up with a very robust treasury like that, in the middle of a potential major discovery down in Peru, a major discovery up in Committee Bay, we'd be at a point where we've set ourselves up with a major exploration team, all the guys from Newmont, 2 major projects, and
a major partner.
A great major partner, and no need to finance for 3 or 4 years. And that would be the most spectacular opportunity for shareholders that we could pull off. So that's our goal. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yes. And then maybe copper goes to 350.
The outlook's positive on copper this year, so we'll see how it does.
Great, Ivan. Thank you very much. It was a great insight again.
Thank you very much.
And we keep, of course, fingers crossed that you really can sell your 2 properties and sell it for, let's say, a good price. Yeah, in those markets, not easy, I know, but I know you and I trust you fully. So I have quite good confidence that you're going to make that nicely for your shareholders. And of course, we want to see the drills turning. And then I hope in the summer latest that we will have some real good results.
Absolutely. And those results won't stop for 2 years.
Yep.
Because we don't have seasonality. So it's going to be spectacular continuation. So looking very forward to it.
Super. I make sure that copper rises. Thank you very much, Ivan.
Thank you very much, Johan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Ivan Bebek, the CEO of Auryn Resources. And you heard it. The guys are really pretty busy here, and they are negotiating for their 2 properties they want to sell, firstly in Peru and secondly in British Columbia, of course. And I have quite a good feeling that they're going to make it, because I trust Ivan, and if I look at his track record, he really knows what he is doing and the team knows what he is doing. But even more, as said, what I saw in the video for Sombrero, for example, this is on the path, on the way for a major discovery. I think this property is really ready to be discovered. And copper and gold, those are the 2 metals you want to have. First of all, the e-mobility is for copper, gold is for security. And we all know the world is not getting much safer, so gold is always something you should own. But the point here to be made is, Auryn, quite too cheap, to my understanding, to my valuation. And I think the guys have a great future in front of them. And we keep you updated about it. Thanks for watching us. Check out the company. Bye-bye from Vancouver.